Welcome to the Fight Night Daily podcast. You're used to the pair of us, Abbott and Costello, Morecambe and Wise, Oliver and Davis.
Who's Morecambe, who's Wise?
We know who's Wise and we know who's a bit of a Morecambe.
Yeah, but, you're absolutely right there, mate.
And listen, we've had a busy 2 days.
You worked that one out.
We're on the second day of the press conferences for the February 22nd card. Artur Beterbiev, Bivol headlining, Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker. We've been around the guys a lot for the last couple of days. We're here on the riverbank of the Thames opposite Parliament. We've had 7 or 8 interviews today. Fascinating. Yesterday, first of all, the retirement of Tyson Fury. Let's just go back over that very quickly. Do we believe he'll come back in the summer or not right now against Anthony Joshua?
I believe he'll come back. You know, and Tyson Fury is one of those unpredictable characters. You never know what he's going to say, and you never know what side of the bed he gets out of. You know, he gets up and he just says things randomly. You know, I think that he felt he was hard done by that last decision out there with Alexander Usyk. He probably feels a little bit, you know, a bit frustrated at the moment with the way that is, and it's still quite raw. And I believe that we do see him back in the ring again. I do believe that. I think that, you know, time will go, and Tyson Fury is one of those characters that sort of needs boxing. I'm
split on it, Morecambe. Yeah, I'm split on it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Morecambe now.
He's Morecambe. No, I'm saying Morecambe because he lives in Morecambe. I'm just teasing you. I've got a feeling he may stay up in Morecambe, and he might have to be dragged out of Morecambe and offered a huge purse to come back. Right now, I genuinely think he's thinking he'll never box again. But I think he'll start to think about it in the coming months. And I think by the end of the year, we'll see him fight Anthony Joshua. On that note, and we'll go over who we've interviewed today in a minute as well. On that note, this could be the last year for Anthony Joshua, the last year for Tyson Fury, the last year for Derek Chisora, the last year for Dillian White. Who else is there?
Last year for Alexander Usyk.
The last year for Alexander Usyk. So Joyce, Wilder, Joyce, Deontay Wilder. Yeah. The era is disappearing. Who's going to take over the heavyweight division? Where are we going to be in a year's time, in your view? Let's look at who our number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 might be without those guys around.
Yeah, I think Moses Ituma, who I've been talked about as the next heavyweight star, is going to be the kid that comes through. We've seen what he done last time out against Dempsey McKean.
So you think he'll do it in a year's time, yeah?
Well, no, I said that he will be the next heavyweight star coming through. You know, when these lot are coming through.
Not a champion yet,
in 12 months' time, he'll be knocking on the door. Yeah. And we said that, you know, it's all about timing.
Interim belt this year.
Absolutely. He'll be knocking on the door for sure.
So let me throw these names at you, right? So Moses won't be, we don't think Moses will be number 1, but we've still got, we'll have the 95-year-old Zhile Zhang, who's one of the interviews, by the way, that we did today. Have a look at that on the YouTube channel.
Zhile Zhang's 42 at the moment. George Foreman come back at 45, 46. So listen,
he won it at 46.
Still, yeah, absolutely.
He came back at 36. He won it at 46.
Still a lot of fight in the old dog yet, mate.
Yeah, I agree with you. But of the young guns, we could be looking at Dubois, Parker, Kabayel, Itauma, Wardley.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in that mix?
Listen,
they could be the top 5, couldn't they?
Listen, that's not a bad little mix, is it? I mean, and there's a lot of years in front of those guys as well. And you know, when we're talking about modern eras and the best fighting the best, and that's what we seem to be getting with the investment of Riyadh Season and Turkey Al Sheikh and Saudi and what they've done for boxing and how they've transformed that. I think that we've got a great little round robin going on there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I really do. And I think I've picked out those 5 names. But Jared Anderson might have come back. Martin Bakole might be going strong.
Mate,
it's an interesting division in a year's time.
We've sort of missed Martin Bakole there, and we must put him straight into that top 5 because Martin Bakole could come out number 1 out of all that lot.
Could Dubois be the number 1 in the world next year, having beaten Parker, maybe fights Usyk? I think Usyk beats him the second time anyway. I do. And Don Charles won't like that, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think Usyk may end up fighting Dubois, may not. I do think he beats Dubois again. But if Dubois is the number 1 in the world in 12 months' time, he's had 2 victories this year, are we going to see him fight a Moses Itauma in your view?
Yeah,
or will it be a Fabio Wardley? Or will it...
It could be all of those. Yeah. Like what I'm saying is that they're all sort of there. They're all there or thereabouts. Bicoli's going to get his opportunity sooner rather than later. Bicoli's going to get his opportunity in this year, 2025. Martin Bicoli gets the opportunity to fight for a world title. Where that is, how that landscape lies, I'm not quite sure yet. Because the heavyweight landscape is moving all the time and things change and opportunities arise. Martin Bicoli, we could, if Tyson Fury doesn't come back, I'm going to give you one here. If Tyson Fury doesn't come back and that fight with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, the one that everyone's been talking about, doesn't happen, I think we see Anthony Joshua, Martin Bicoli out in Africa.
Wow, that's a good call. I hope so. That'd be massive. On the other business, the housekeeping for today, there are interviews on the YouTube channel, as I say, with Zhile Zhang that we've done today. Shaka Stevenson, fantastic sit down with him. Virgil Ortiz, where we picked.
I love that, by the way. That was brilliant.
We picked a band of musicians that would play kind of thrash metal.
Do not give him the names. Don't give him the names. You have to watch the YouTube.
Watch the interview with Virgil Ortiz. Fantastic fun. Billy Dibb, his amazing story about recovering from cancer, and obviously we're both very good friends with him, and it was very moving and touching to get that from him today. We had Zhile Zhang. I've mentioned Zhang a few times now. Who else was that? I'm running out of people.
Billy Dibb, by the way, the miracle man. His story is incredible. You must watch that interview. It's incredible.
We've done Virgil Ortiz, Hamza Shiraz. Sorry, Hamza, forgot you there. All those interviews are on the YouTube channel. Now, if Fury leaves the sport, if he doesn't fight in the summer, or if he leaves the sport now, for you, let's pick out the biggest real box office entertainer names, boxers as well as hype merchants, people that sell, people that do enigmatic things. You can say that Fury did an enigmatic thing yesterday by stealing all the headlines.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got more headlines than anyone else yesterday.
He's a genius at that.
And it's a little tweak that he does. It's not he's sat there and planned it. It's a genius thing.
Yeah.
Who for you, if Fury's gone, let's say in the States and in the UK, are the biggest box office names?
Who takes the torch? Who takes the torch?
Who can we focus in on to give us more personality?
The biggest box office names, the biggest characters in the sport. We have to go Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. They're both two huge names.
Eubank might retire this year as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If Eubank retires this year, then we go Conor Benn is the biggest name over here, as in box office star. Love or hate him, people will watch him. That is a fact. You look at that, you go Conor Benn.
And Eubank.
Yeah, absolutely. Gervonta Davies is huge. I mean, he's a huge star in his own right.
Gervonta Davies, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Shaka's a bit more mellow, isn't he? But those three are huge names in America.
I'm going to throw one in there. That is, and this is purely because he's a heavyweight. Might not be as sellable outside of the boxing ring, whereas now it's all about, how charismatic you are outside of the ring, because he's only young and he's still growing into that. But Moses Atuma will be a huge box office star because he's a heavyweight and he's like dynamite.
Got a way to go yet, Spence.
Oh, no, of course he has. But I'm predicting by the time we get to the end of 2025, this kid, everyone will know about him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I did an interview with him at the back end of last week with Francis Warren, his manager. Obviously, Frank Warren's his promoter. Frank and George Warren promote him. Francis Warren's doing a brilliant job bringing fighters through. I sat down with Moses in a gym, Alan Smith's gym, down in iBox in Bromley, and on the outskirts of Bromley. And Francis said an interesting thing. He said, I've been around this kid, they're long in the tooth, the Warrens, in the sport. All the boys have grown up around their dad being in the sport. And Francis said to me, and it was used as a headline in this written piece I did, that could he be a Messi? Could he be a Michael Phelps? Could he be a Tiger Woods? And you're talking about him in those kind of glowing terms, that we may be on the cusp of having a very, very, very special talent. But the problems with boxing, one punch can change everything.
Easy, mate. But yeah, listen. Heavyweight boxing is the pinnacle of sport, not just boxing. And what I'm saying is the heavyweight champion, people know who he is. You know what I mean? And I think that with Moses, by the end of the year, people will know who he is.
No, I agree with you.
And he go in 2026. Yeah. Kid's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, he'll have 3 or 4 fights.
He's going to be a superstar.
He'll be an interim world champion, I think, by the end of the year. We're 2 weeks into 2025. We've left 2024 with a bang. We've already had the Ring Magazine Awards here in London, a star-studded ceremony. we've had. You and I have sat down and interviewed. I mean, you were in the studio, but I did about 26 interviews. Now we've interviewed them all again.
It's gone up, is it?
Yeah, it's going up all the time. It's going up. We've done. You and I over the last couple of days have done about 15 interviews with some of the same characters, more deeper interviews with them. What a healthy way we start 2025 in, and we're talking about all these things like we've mentioned probably almost a dozen fighters that might leave the sport this year, but they're all being replaced.
Absolutely.
And that's such a brilliant conveyor belt.
The dozen that are leaving, you've got a dozen coming through, and you've got a new crop of fighters, and that's what success breeds success. And I think that boxing at the moment is so big that the gyms, when I go around the amateur gyms and go back to Finchley ABC and see what's going on in there, and you go down there on a Monday night when the junior is there, and then a Wednesday night, and you see all the kids, it's polluted with kids, you know, female, male, full of them, yeah. It's just absolutely packed, and I think that's such a healthy place for boxing to be in.
Are they talking about all these guys?
They want to be them. They want to be them. That's what I'm saying. Right. So success breeds success, and boxing is in a really healthy state right now, and we're very, very fortunate that we've got these fights that are being made now because the politics have been taken away from this sport.
Absolutely. Don't forget to watch everything on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, all the shows that Spencer and myself and Adam Catterall and Simon Jordan and everyone does. And all I'm going to say is, in comedy, duo, retrospect, fullness, it's good night from me.
Morecambe.
And it's good night from Morecambe.
Wise.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.